Welcome to the weekly market wrap-up. I'm Hannah Bernard. We don't need Don Cherry to tell us that investors came out swinging this week, as the proof was clearly in the tape. Investors socked pessimism squarely in the jaw as Wall Street and Bay Street posted massive back-to-back gains. The Dow simply rocked it with a booming 421-point win on Thursday, and the TSX continued its three-day winning streak, which included a whopping 352-point surge on Wednesday. How happy do the coming holidays look? Let's find out. U.S. equities had a stellar week, with the Dow Jones Industrial Average posting a 288-point advance on Wednesday, only to follow it up with a jaw-dropping 421-point gain on Thursday. The Dow added 2.4% in value to close at 17,778. The S&P 500 on Thursday posted its biggest daily percentage gain since January 2013 and is up 4.5% in the last two sessions. The S&P 500 advanced 48 points to close at 2,061. And the Nasdaq rode the wave of resurgent technology stocks with a 100-point gain Thursday, up 2.24% to close at 4,748. And now let's turn to Canadian markets, which finally caught a break coming out of the corner. The Toronto Stock Exchange on Thursday capped its biggest three-day surge in more than 3 years, as consumer staples and healthcare companies led the gains. The TSX grew 4.7% this week, the highlight being a 352-point gain on Wednesday. On Thursday, the equity gauge popped another 133 points to close at 14,346. The TSX Venture Exchange also put together 2 solid days of gains, with a 6.47-point bump on Thursday to close at 665.50. So why all the optimism this week? After all, oil prices still continue to slide, ditching another 88 cents on Thursday to close at $54.99. The reason for the cheer comes down to good news from the Fed, as the central bank pledged it would be patient in increasing interest rates. Fed Chair Janet Yellen is taking on the role of oil analyst, as she suggested on Wednesday the recent price declines in crude oil are transitory, meaning the Fed expects the price of oil to stabilize soon and then begin to rise, something we have been saying here on The Wrap for weeks. How soon is anyone's guess. However, smart money is on late spring. As oil price pressure on Russia continues to mount, and with Iranian nuclear talks set to resume sometime in May, we could see prices return to $90 a barrel before we know it. Something you can bet investors this week are counting on. Now to winners and losers in our picks for the week. The winner for this week is Digital River Inc., ticker symbol DRIV. Shares in the premier global commerce platform surged nearly 43% on Wednesday after Microsoft finally extended its operations agreement with the company. The deal spared Digital River from the noose, as just even the threat of losing Microsoft drastically impacted share value earlier this month. Digital River provides clients a global cloud-based e-commerce payments and marketing platform. The renewed deal with Microsoft lasts until 2017. The loser for this week is Novagen, ticker symbol NVGN. Novagen could have easily been our winner for this week, as shares skyrocketed 120% on Tuesday after the company announced a breakthrough discovery in the treatment of melanoma. But on Wednesday, the bubble burst and Novagen plunged over 41% and continued its fall Thursday, losing another 13% in value by the close. The company's lead product, TRXE009, was originally developed for the treatment of brain cancers, and according to the company, has now been shown in preclinical studies to be also highly effective against melanoma. Well, those are our winners and losers for this week, and now it's time to check into the gains that you could have locked in by following the weekly watch list from Robert James and Viral Stocks. That's enough about this week. Now let's turn to Baystreet.ca's look at the week ahead and the snapshot of what analysts are forecasting for companies whose earnings reports are coming out next week, which of course is a short week for the holiday. here are 3 U.S. stocks to watch. First up on Monday is the Joint Corp with an EPS forecast for a loss of 3 cents. Next up on Tuesday is Steelcase Inc. with an EPS forecast of 29 cents compared to 26 cents in the prior quarter. And finally on Tuesday is Walgreen Co. with an EPS forecast of 74 cents compared to 72 cents in the prior year quarter. The drugstore chain announced that President and CEO Greg Wasson will shortly retire after the close of the Alliance Boots transaction, on which shareholders are scheduled to vote on December 29th. And that wraps it up. Thanks again so much for joining us for another weekly market wrap-up. This is our last wrap-up for 2014. We will be back on January 2nd with a special 2015 episode featuring our exclusive interview with expert trader Rick Rule. From Viral Network News and Baystreet.ca and the entire team here at the Weekly Market Wrap-Up, have a great holiday season and we'll see you next year.